Some of those COs back there were, they'll beat your ass if they had to, or if they wanted to. Take you down to 5C and give you a good old ass and put a phone book across you, back when they had the phone books, you know. You'd be cuffed and beat you with these nightsticks, billy clubs, or these big long flashlights.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Hello YouTube. I want to talk today about corrupt and bad correctional officers. Most COs who are decent don't even like considering those guys correctional officers, you know. I've talked to a few of them that's been retired since, and they've said the same thing. People wonder why guards bring stuff in. For one thing, they're not getting paid enough. Really, I mean, for the job they do, they're not getting paid enough. So they get an incentive to bring stuff in. You know, they see where they can make more money. But the Department of Corrections will say that a lot of it's coming in through visits and through mail and this and that. They can't use that excuse anymore. They got rid of paper mail. I don't think they should do away with books and magazines like they're doing. I think that's wrong. But they did, you know. So when they come through visits now, they got to go through the scan thing. Visitors got to go through the scan thing. So know if they have anything on them, you know. So there's only one, maybe two ways it's coming in. You may say it's coming in through drones, but I doubt that. There only leaves one left, and that's COs. But Department of Correction tries to cover up anytime a CO gets caught, you know. Once in a while one will make a news, like that woman in Lincoln who got caught, you know. Once in a while they make, but a lot of times they don't make the news. But I'm just letting you know that it's mostly them bringing it in nowadays. Now I'm going to go back to MSP. I'm often asked what I thought about the COs back there and the mentality of them and everything, because everybody knows that some of those COs back there were, they'll beat your ass if they had to, or if they wanted to. Take you down to 5C and give you a good old ass and put a phone book across you, back when they had the phone books, you know. You'd be cuffed and beat you with these nightsticks, billy clubs, or these big long flashlights. They don't have those anymore, but they used to carry them on their belt too. They used to carry a lot of heavy stuff, you know, and nowadays, you know, the flashlights are real little, they ain't got the nightsticks anymore. But the one thing I will say about those COs back there, I would take them anytime over these petty COs they got running the DOC, running around the prisons of the Missouri Department of Corrections now. Don't get me wrong, there's a few good ones. But these guys, nowadays, they hire them right out of high school. Graduate high school, you can go work at the Missouri Department of Corrections. And they'll write somebody up for the littlest thing, the most petty thing. At MSP, there was more, it was almost like an unspoken thing, man, you know, but they wouldn't write you up for little petty things, you know. It had to be a major violation before they'd write you up. It had, not major as in the first few, but it had to be something serious, you know. I got drunk on hooch one time, and they just told me to go to my cell. They didn't want to see me the rest of the day. They let you come back from the chow hall with cups of milk, food, you know, fruits and stuff. And they'll even say, don't be making too much hooch. That's what they'd say. Now, if they busted you with the hooch, you know, they'd take it from you and write you up, you know. If they caught you drunk, a lot of times they just tell you, go to your cell and don't come out. At least not on their ship. But they were serious about it. There was one lieutenant, I ain't going to mention his name. He fought COs and convicts, you know, and I don't know whatever happened to him, man. You know, I think he just finally retired, man. But those COs, yeah, they may beat you up, you know, take you down there and cuff you and beat you up, but you got away with a lot more stuff. And I want to tell you something, but you know, people say, well, COs shouldn't be beating up those incarcerated. Well, that may be true. That's true. But I still like them over the ones running the place nowadays. And also there's this. Imagine you're a CO. And this has happened. You're a CO. Stressful day, you might even be having to work overtime. You know, whatever the deal is. Anyway, you're stressed. You have to stay aware of your surroundings because of the environment you're in. And you have a confrontation with a prisoner. And you're trying to talk him down. He's angry for some whatever reason. And you're trying to talk him down. You're trying to be nice to him, and he spits in your face. What are you going to do? Can you blame that CO for punching him? I tell you what, if I was a CO and one did that, I'd lose my job. I'm telling you that right now. That's not always the case. Sometimes they just do it to be doing it. You know, what they do to convicts, you know, beat them for the heck of it. But sometimes they have a reason. I saw this video. This is what made why I told that story. I saw this video where people were complaining that this jailer had punched this guy, you know, and that was in a cell. What they didn't tell you was the guy spit on it, the jailer or whoever he was, deputy or whatever he was. I don't blame him for punching him. If I'd been him, I'd punched him too. But I probably would have been man enough to take the cuffs off. I wouldn't have done it with him cuffed. But that's back in MSP and 5C. That's what they would do to you. You know, a lot of times, you know, is they'd take you down there and your cuff, your hands and your feet are cuffed. They put this big thick phone book across you because it won't leave bruises. You know, when they hit you. Then you hear about in places like Florida, Virginia, and Red Onion, Wallens Ridge. I believe them. They ain't making this stuff up. I seen it happen in Potosi. That was the last time I seen it happen. Was in Potosi Correctional Center, which is, you know, in Missouri. I was taking a food tray over to the hole. This was a single man hole, you know, single man cell hole. And they got this bubble. There's an officer up there, and he tells me, he goes, they'll be out in a minute. Well, they got a monitor there, and I look on it, and they had this guy strapped down to a chair. And I don't know what he'd done to get put in that chair to start with. But there was two of them just beating on him. I don't know what caused him to start doing that either. But he came out because they got signed for the food tray thing, the food cart, you know. Told me I need to keep my eyes off the bubble. But the next day when I went over there, they had this stuff up over the window so you couldn't see through it. It looked like aluminum foil or something. They could see out, but we couldn't see in. It just looked silver when you're looking in. You're trying to look through it, you know. And he came out that time too and said, yeah, try looking at the monitor now. And he was laughing about it, you know. But these people think these things don't happen, and they do happen. Sometimes it's just you got these jerk guards that harass people until the prisoner snaps. I've seen that happen. That was in Licking. This was I don't understand this one because this was a pretty good CO. You know, it didn't cause nobody any problems, but all of a sudden he gets after this one guy, keeps harassing him, shaking him down every day. Just harassing him to the guy finally put a crock pot in a laundry bag and caught him standing outside the housing unit and got him with it. But you got some that harass, you got some that come bring their family problems to work with them. You got, and it goes for the women too. You got some of them that's on a power trip, and you got some that may have been an alright CO, but something caused them to snap. I seen that happen to a CO one time too, after he was attacked by a guy. You know, they opened. But yeah, I seen a CO snap after being attacked by a prisoner, and he wasn't the same afterwards, and he just became a jerk, you know. And so it happens, you know. But then you got other COs, all they do, they don't hardly say nothing, man. They just do their job. They want to do their 8 hours and go home. That's all they want to do. And nowadays, sometimes they're having to pull 16 hours or more because there's not enough staff. They're way understaffed. That's why they're hiring people right out of school. They're hiring the elderly. You know, it's a bad situation. And now they took the books and magazines away, which is, I think, is going to make things a little worse. But there's a rumor going around they're going to take TVs away. I personally think it's going to be real bad if they do that. But anyway, I just wanted to cover this subject a little bit and talk about the COs and the things they do, you know, in the Department of Corruption. And thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.